Hey there, Heather Boyd Wire here.
Today I'm going to make these anchor earrings, or they could be pendants, and they were inspired by a live Zoom call that I had a couple weeks ago, and Lisa hopped on the call and she wanted to troubleshoot some ideas for anchor designs. So we came up with these on the live stream. So I have some different wires. I'm using mostly the artistic copper wire. Then for one of the designs I'm going to use aluminum wire to show you the difference of the wires. So we're going to start by doing a bend that's about 5 inches from the end. We'll just do one little right angle bend, and then you want to bend it again at 1.5 inches. So just from there to there, about 1.5 inches. And then sort of you have the basic measurement for the anchor. And then what you want to do is get your pliers, and we're going to start by, we want to make a triangle on one end. So you could alternate between your flat and your round pliers, whichever ones work best for you. And we're just going to then bring this on top. So what you want it to look like is we're going to have this kind of crisscross over each other. Okay, a bit like that. So that'll be kind of crisscrossed over, and then you want to twist it. So the key to twisting it is you need them both to be out at sort of like angles either way, and you hold this with your pliers. And then what you want to do, you might have to just get that out of the way. What you want to do is firmly hold them, okay, whichever end you want over top, and then you want to, with your thumb and your fingers, twist them around so it's sort of a flick of the wrist thing. So we're just going to take them, and then you want these to always be pointing out, so it's going to make an even twist, because otherwise it's very easy for the twist to not work out as well. So you want to just kind of push them apart as you twist around like that. And then when you're not quite halfway but almost halfway, then you're going to do the other arrow on the other side. So we're just going to take our round pliers here, and then the flat ones, and then the flat ones again. So we're just going to bring that one here, and we want this wire also to be going the same direction. So actually this one's going under, so let's get that one underneath. So we want them both on the same side of the wire. So we have that set up here. Same thing, we're going to hold this in place here, and you want these pointing out at the angles, and get that out of the way if you need to, and then just hold them. And look, I'm holding this one with this finger here to push it out of the way as I go, because you want to hold it quite firmly and just twist. Okay, it takes a bit of practice to get an even twist, and I still have troubles really getting it to look great, but it just takes a bit of practice. So we're going to go around like that. So you see this one's much more even than that one, but there's not too much we can do about that. You could always pull it back and try to twist it again. But let's maybe do another one on this side, because you want an even amount on both sides. So you just keep like playing around with it until you have an even amount of twist. You want that to be about the same as that. So it looks like we might have to do another one on that side just to get them somewhat even. And then maybe even another one on this side. So this definitely takes a bit of playing around. There's no doubt about that, but you just have to play. So now that they're more or less in the center, what you want to do here is twist these two together. But what I really want to do is I want a bit of a bend at the end. So let's pull it back a bit. We'll just pull it back here so we have a little more space in there, because the idea is you want it to fold it in half to have a little bit of an angle there, like a little bit of a pinch. So we can fold it just for now in there. So it's got a little bit of a dip at the bottom. And now we want to twist these ends together. So we're going to hold this here, and then just same idea. We're just going to twist it as evenly as we can, up and up to about, the height that you want. Bring that one up. So wherever you want that crossbar to be, we're going to push this wire out here, and then you can get your pliers and make sure this one is centered, and then take the pliers, hold them here, and depending on how wide you want the crossbar, we're going to bring it here, and then the same on the other side. You can adjust it as you need. Same on this side, we're going to bring it around here, there, and then if you want to twist it up a little bit, you can as well. So you've got your crossbar, and then if you want to just twist it a little bit more, you can. So we've just twisted it there. We're going to clip that end off. So we could just clip the one end off. We're done with that one. And then get our bead. So I'm using a 6mm miracle bead. We'll stick that up here. And then you want to form a loop at the top to put the earring hook on, or the jump ring if you're making a pendant. And I always bend it a little to the side, and then we want to make our loop. So we're going to bring this around with our round pliers and just do a full turn around the bead. And then you can form the rope for the anchor. Now if you want to, you could wrap it around underneath the bead again. So we can just bring it around and wrap it around. And that is going to form the rope. But the other thing you want to do is shape these little bits of the anchor. So what you can do for that is get your round pliers and just bring that down and then up. Okay, it just gives it a little bit more shape. So same thing, we're going to go down here, and then up. And it works quite well with the round pliers, so you can use whatever pliers you want. So that does that little shape here. And you might have to do a couple before you get the shape quite right. And then for this part here, I just wanted to form a bit of a rope. So we're just going to bring that around here. And we can go over, and then you can go under if you want. Okay, you could go over, under. There's no real kind of rhyme or reason to that. You can wind it around a pen if you find it easier. And then you can just attach it where you want. Like if you want to attach it here in the middle, you're just going to take the wire and wind it around and clip it off like that. And so that's your anchor with the twisted wire. And here's the first one that I did. So they're pretty well the same size. This one dips down a little bit more, and this one I put the rope over. This one the rope is under. So for this one, I use my earring hack where I put two wires together. I'm actually going to use aluminum wire. It just makes slightly better sharp bends. And what you want to do is start not quite in the middle, maybe off to one side. Hold the two wires together and then start with the bottom shape. So we're going to start with a little bit of a V at the bottom and then bring this one down. And then you can get your larger round pliers to bring that up here. Okay, so we have like the beginning shapes here. And then wherever you want your arrow to be, that's where you're going to just do that bend. So now you have the initial positioning of that. So if you're making earrings, you know they're going to be the same size. So same thing on this side. We're going to go over here. And we want to do that initial bend down, and then the larger round pliers to bring this up. Now this part, you're going to have to eyeball it a little bit. You could always make a little jig, like one of the jigs that I make is just a piece of wood with nails in it for positioning, or you can draw it out, or you can do a measurement on your pliers just to get a somewhat idea of where you should do the bend. And even if it's not 100% symmetrical, it's no big deal. So now we have, this is our beginning shape, same size, and then now we want to do the little arrows that are on the anchor. So what I like to do for those is actually bend the wire over itself to make a sharper kind of arrow. So what I'm going to do is hold the wire here and then bend it up. So, and then we'll do the point of the arrow. So whatever, whatever height you want it at, however big you want it, and then bring that down. And then what you want to do now is bend that back. Bend that back here. So we have sort of the arrow shape. And then why don't we go ahead and do one on this side. So down here and hold that in place, always looking back and forth to the other side to see about the size of what size you did. And then we want to form a little bit, put the pliers here, down here, and then we're going to bend it back on itself. So we're kind of doing 2 arrows on either side. I think I have one of my very first live streams, I did like an arrow pendant that showed how to do the arrow. So I could dig that one up and link it up below as well. So now see, we have the arrow shape, and then what you want to do is take the round pliers and trace that round shape that you did earlier here. And here what's going to happen is you're going to make a little bit of a jog there to bend it up. And same on this side, so we want to bend this wire to the back so it's right underneath that one. Get our round pliers, follow the shape of that one. You could also use like the end of a pen or something. And here we want to just give it a little bit of a jog up here and here. So this ends up going like that. So already we have a nice little shape here. And then what you want to do is, if you have done the other one, I'll just use the one that's already done as a base. So you want to measure it, or you can use a ruler just to see at what height you bent it for the bar. And we can just do a little jog here. And then as we did in the first design, we could take this, you're bending the wire back and forth upon itself. That's sort of the method for this right now. And then this too, we're going to bend it to the back. So if you bent it to the front, after you bend it to the back. So we're going to go here, and then just let me double check. Yeah, pretty well what I did was I just wound it around at that point. So, because there's different ways you can finish it. So I'm just going to hold this here and then just wind this around a couple of times. You could do it 1 time, you could do it 2 times. And we're going to clip that. Okay, and now we want to make the loop at the top. Actually looks pretty good. I'm surprised. I'm just kind of winging it based on the first one that I had. I have made a few of these before though. I've even sold them in my Etsy shop before, and I've made larger ones for wedding cake toppers, which is kind of fun too. So let's go around here and there, and then clip the end. So already we have the anchor, which is really super cute. So to do the rope, I'm going to take some 20 gauge wire. You can use 20 or 22 gauge wire, and you want to kind of center the wire here and then twist it around a couple of times just to literally anchor it in place. So we're just going to bring it around, anchor it in place here. And what you want to do is you want to make the twist. So you're going to take this wire, you're going to have one pointing one way, one pointing the other. Okay, one up, one down. And then at that point you want to do your twist. So to do the twist, you have to keep in mind that these have to be pointing out at angles. And then what you want to do is you're holding it in your thumb and your finger, and you're twisting, but at the same time you're pushing these wires out. That's going to make a nice even twist, because if you have one wire that's going more vertically, this wire is basically going to wind upon that one wire and it won't look like a twist. So this way, if they're both sticking out at the same angle, then it's going to look more like an even twist. And you might have to adjust it every now and then just to make sure they're out at the same angle. And you'll see that if you do a few as an experiment, you're going to see how it works. So the twist is pretty even. I just have to keep checking that they're sticking out at that angle, and you'll see it's pretty good. So yeah, you might even try testing your twist technique before you even do it on the anchor, and you might have to experiment with how much wire you actually need. This looks like it's about 1.5 inches. So what you'll end up doing after that is you're going to twist it around. So wherever, at what position you want it to be, you can twist this to the front or to the back, and we're going to do like kind of an S formation. So it looks like that's the right amount of wire. That's pretty good. And then what you can do is you can actually clip one end off, so you won't have to finish off 2 ends. So just clip one right off here and pinch it in if you need to. You can just figure out what position you want the rope to be in, make a little bit of an S shape. If it's too wide on one side, just adjust it to how you like. It's pretty flexible, this copper wire. It's very flexible actually. And so you could just go around like that. If you'd rather have the rope like go behind and in front, you can do that too. So it's really a question of taste, how you like it to look. And then here you can just wind it around the base of the anchor. You can wind it around a couple times or one time, whatever you like. So if you need to touch it up a bit, you can just like kind of push these around a little bit, and there you have your really cool little anchor.
So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more DIY wire art and jewelry making videos. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and when I post new videos. And if you'd like to share pictures of your wire work, be sure to join the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club on Facebook, where we share inspiration, tutorials, and all kinds of resources for wire jewelry making. If you'd like to check out my work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in wedding cake toppers and custom wire jewelry. And also, if you'd like to be on my mailing list, I have a little mini ebook, Wire Art Essentials, that I'll send you, and I'll link that up below as well. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.